Sadhgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai, and welcome to Jagadambe Reads the Holy Books of India, Mahabharata562. As you may remember, the elders left for the forest. Yudhishthira could not bear the parting from his mother. Sahadeva was feeling it too. One day they suddenly decided to go to the forest and visit their mother and Dhritarashtra with Gandhari. It was a very pleasant journey. Soon they reached the ashram where they were all staying. They were returning from the banks of the river when the Pandavas went there. Sahadeva rushed to Kunti and fell at her feet. She was very happy to see her favorite child. All of them were seated inside the ashram. They were not able to speak for a while. Later, they spoke of all that had happened during the absence of the elders from the city. Suddenly, Yudhishthira looked around and said, "Where is Uncle? Where is Vidura?" They told him that Vidura was mortifying himself and was living on just air. They said that he was in the heart of the forest and would come only very rarely. Someone saw him from a distance just then. They showed him to Yudhishthira. Yudhishthira went toward the spot where Vidura was. He was not the old Vidura. His body was a bundle of bones and he was almost dying. But his eyes were glowing with a strange intensity. Yudhishthira went to him and spoke to him. "I am Yudhishthira, my lord. Speak to me." It was obvious that Vidura could not speak. He stood leaning against a tree. Yudhishthira found himself compelled to look straight into the eyes of Vidura. Vidura's eyes burned into those of Yudhishthira. The four eyes were locked in this gaze for a while. Yudhishthira was not able to withdraw his eyes. A strange thing happened. Yudhishthira felt himself to be growing stronger and wiser. He found himself to be different. He felt that he was more like Vidura than Yudhishthira. He looked at Vidura and found that he was dead. He realized that Vidura had entered his body and had abandoned his. He wanted the body of Vidura to be cremated. He heard the voice of Dharma from the heavens. Dharma said, "Vidura was the incarnation of Dharma, even as you are. When he died, he entered your body. You have Vidura in you now. As for his body, do not do anything to it. You must not cremate it since it is part of you. Leave it as it is and go and join your brothers." Yudhishthira went back to the presence of Dhritarashtra and he told him all about this strange experience. They spent a few days with the old people and then they were asked to return to Hastinapura. The parting from their mother was very difficult for them. Kunti embraced all of them and told her eldest son, "My son, we may not meet again. Take care of my child, Sahadeva. I have always loved him most. Though he is old enough, I feel he is still a child. Take care of yourself and all the others. Rule the kingdom well. I bless you all." They parted in tears, and the procession wended its way to Hastinapura once more. 2 years later, Narada came to Hastinapura. He was received with great honor. It was known to Yudhishthira that the visit of Narada meant that he had something important to tell them. All the brothers were there, and Narada said, "Yudhishthira, you are right in your guess. I have news of grave import for you. Your uncle Dhritarashtra, Gandhari, and Kunti were returning to their hermitage from the river. Sanjaya was with them. They were weak and ill with the severe penance they were performing. It so happened that a fire had begun to burn the forest where they were staying. They saw the fire and made no attempt to escape from it. The king made Sanjaya leave them before the fire made it impossible for him to escape. He tried to protest, but the king insisted, and so Sanjaya went away from there to the Himalaya and spent the rest of his lifetime there. Sadhguru Nath Maharaj Ki Jai. Thank you for coming. I hope you come again.